Yo, Tone.
Hey,
Hola.
how are you, my friend?
I'm great. It's the Better Odds.
Yes, it is,
It's the
damn it.
Better Odds. It's a Thursday. It's 6 o'clock. And, we're live like we do. I'm hoping I have positioned myself closer to the microphone. Hopefully, it is better. I don't know if it is or it isn't.
Yeah,
But
you're good.
there's some breaking news today that we found. A little sports betting. I mean, they could have done this any day for the last,
20
80
years.
years. So I guess today's the day that they decided to do it, and
Yeah.
there's a lot more to come there. I'm going to bring in our friend, Mr. Boyd Davis, at Sports Day Trader on X. X.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Hello.
There he
Oh,
is.
Hello,
fellas,
buddy.
Boyd, how
I'm
are you?
well. Good to see you guys. It's been a little bit of a gap since I've been able to jump in, but traveling's done, and I'm happy to be back. So good to see you guys.
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
I agree. I'm trying to
Yeah.
mess around with this. There we go. I like this one better.
That's good. That's
I
good.
like this layout. We're equal.
Yes.
We're equally squares here, or rectangles, not squares.
Yes, please.
Sometimes it was pretty square last week. Let's be honest, Tone. Let's
Well, it was
call
a
it what it was.
square. We just lost. It happens. It happens.
Listen, I don't know how you follow up 15-1. I mean,
Yeah, usually would have like a 3 and 9. That's how you follow it up.
I
I
texted
think
Tony,
that's.
says he was hotter than a three-dick dog.
I love that line. That's a great
Man,
line. It's a great
seriously,
line.
smoking hot,
all
man. Good
right.
job.
So
Thank you.
we were talking before. Boyd, you jumped in, and Tony was, doing what Tony does, and he's talking about gangster stuff, and a reformed gangster of sorts. So he says, let's talk about this sort of stuff.
So I
So,
say.
so
Yeah.
well, tell me.
Yeah. So this has been going on forever. I talked about it at least 15 years ago. I've been talking about this, and I got called everything in the book. Conspiracy theorist. He's out of his mind. This is not only happened now, not only happened 15 years ago. It's going on today. In lieu of all of this, it's just being worked differently. There will be games fixed tomorrow on the NBA card. There'll be games. Tonight's NFL game might be fixed. I don't know.
What
Not
is
every
tonight's
game is
NFL game? I
fixed.
didn't even look.
I don't know. Chargers
I,
and Vikings. I'm not
okay,
betting. I don't
I
care.
knew that.
But yeah, this has been going on for a long time. And this case in particular, from what I've seen over the years, this is usually what happens. This is a little different twist because it has a poker aspect to it, a rigged poker game or rigged poker games. And it's games, plural. But, I don't blame, it sells papers for mafia families. They're just doing gangster shit. That's what gangsters do. I don't blame them. That's what they do. They're not stealing from anybody, by the way, except the suckers at the poker game, which are fish anyway. If you don't know who the sucker is, it's a famous movie line. If you don't know who the sucker is, if you can't, a Billy Walters line actually, if you can't spot the sucker, you are the sucker. And that's as true today as it was forever. Things like this, I'll tell you what used to go on back in the day. Guys would find out where movie stars would hang out, restaurants, clubs. Then we called them, they were discos, right, Joe? You're not as old as
What's
I am.
up, Joe? What are you talking about? Discos.
What the hell's a disco?
My disco. I had a Disney record when I was a kid. Disco Duck. Disco Daffy Donald Duck. Give me disco. Get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, us old people remember. We'll call them clubs to get it up to date. But they would find out where, a movie star was, a degenerate gambler, a drug addict with some clout, a crooked politician that was maybe dating underage women. Whatever they could use to go back against these people, they would use. And they had somebody inside. It was a manager, a doorman, a bartender, a cocktail waitress. and they'd go in, throw a little money around. If you see this guy come in, call this number and let us know. And if he's not with his wife, that's a bonus. Definitely call us. And that's what will go on. Then they'd leverage that, whatever that issue was, whether it be drugs or infidelity or what have you, against the people. That's a little bit outside the loop here, but this is things like this they usually find these guys are probably degenerate gamblers. This Billups, I don't know them. I'm assuming they have a gambling issue. It's Terry Rozier, and what's this other kid's name? Damon Jones. They probably owed a debt that they couldn't pay. This is the way they pay it back, by fixing some games. The poker thing is another. They were in on the whole scam. They were equal offenders as far as that goes. They were using rigged poker machines. They were using X-ray tables, from what I've read, and special contacts that they could see the cards. I don't know a lot. I don't play poker. I don't know much about it. But growing up as a very young kid, where I grew up, we had a big poker game in town, and there were, politicians, gangsters, whatever, that lived on the block. And at the end of, they would go there, and it was run by a doctor. They went up, said, talk with the doctor and said, look, we'll offer you protection of the game. The cops will never bother you. We'll also collect any outstanding debt. And at the end of the night, we come and take a piece of your rake. And that's the way it went. And it went on for years, for 15, 20 years, and nobody bothered the game ever. Now there's always guys looking to hold up games like that. These are big money games, hundreds of thousands of dollars cash there, maybe millions of dollars. I don't know. And they offered protection in that form as well. So this has been going on forever. These guys, the guys that form mafia families, so far I see 3 guys that I recognize. I don't know them. I recognize the names. This is something to sell papers. Now everybody's involved. Now they're gonna equate this to a case that happened 5 or 6 years ago. A friend of mine was involved. It was the first time they saw all the families get together on a racket. They were fake prescriptions, Medicaid fraud, bookmaking, arson, you name it, up and down, and what gangsters do,
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I don't think they spent the weekend. They got locked up, and the case was thrown out for an illegal wiretap. They threw the whole case out. These guys would have did a ton of time too. They threw the whole case out. This is a case where these guys, I don't know about this Rozier and the other guy, but these few gangsters that I saw, you're going to call them whatever you want. They'll do a couple of years, if that, and they'll be back doing the same thing. I don't even have a problem with them, other than the poker thing. They're just doing gangsters do gangster shit. That's what they do.
There's a high correlation of gangsters doing gangster shit.
That's it. I don't blame them. But this Billups and this other guy, they were robbing people's money. They should get real time for scamming people that are betting hard-earned money, and they're basically just stealing it. They already know the outcome of the game before it's played. That's far worse, I think, than being a bookmaker or whatever these guys are involved in. That's my opinion. But that's the way this shit happens. And these guys are
agree with you.
I don't
agree with you. Like there's a trust if you're forward facing. Like, if you're an athlete, a movie star, someone that has quote influence, like you broke the public trust.
Yeah. I know guys right now, for years, I'm not going to mention, I don't ever mention anybody's name because I know their family. I grew up with these guys that have their hooks in major Hollywood stars for whatever reason. I don't ask about that shit when I see it, but I see them. They used to come into restaurants that I was in with, I'm like, holy shit, that guy? He's like, yeah, he made a mistake a few years ago, and now he's, we own him. Well, salute. What do you want? What do you want me to tell you? and they get a piece of their movies. This stuff's been going on forever. These are guys that take advantage of situations. That's what they do. It's
Opportunists.
Thank you.
It's not a. It's generally not used, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be used in an admirable sort of way.
But that's what they are.
It would seem like the college kids with the NIL deals. That's kind of the modern day NIL, right?
Well, how about this?
Above board.
I was reading before that the governing body of the NCAA made it very clear that it's okay for their student athletes to bet on professional sports. What could go wrong there? I mean, this is insanity. What are they, just grooming them for the NBA? I mean, or I don't beat up the NBA. It goes on in the NFL just as much.
Yeah, of course.
And in every other sport, college, not college sports, not to the same extent, but it does. Well, you don't notice it.
Well, think about the prop stuff. My goodness, like, oh yeah, I got to take a shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, he's out of the game for this. I'm being funny, obviously, or trying to be. But that's the type of thing where hey, I kind of got my bell rung on that play. Oh, I need a blow. Whatever it is, like that can really easily affect those things, and that's in largely being promoted. And again, we talked about $25 and $50 bettors, and how much of the leagues are catered to appeasing and getting the approval from those people, because the $50,000 better is the bookmaker's problem. Keeping the $25 and $50 better interested in your product, it's the league's problem.
Yeah. Anybody else find it unusual? Like yesterday, Adam Silver came out and started talking about, well, we have to do something about all these prop bets. We have to limit the exposure, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day this happens.
Yeah, he sort of cracked the door, didn't he?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure Adam Silver doesn't know anybody at the FBI.
No.
Or that there was the two, was it 2023 and 24 they were doing, they looked at the games and they said it was these games specifically. And so, they didn't wake up last week and start working on this. It's been going, like Tony said, it's been going on for a long time.
I told the story already. This is so long ago. I'm sure the statute of limitations has run out.
Let's hope.
Just in case, I'm not going to mention the team, but I was 19 years old. We had a quarterback in the ACC on a team that never lost. They ran the ACC. And we were introduced to this kid. He was older than we were. He's older than I am now. We were introduced to him and said, maybe this kid will work with you, this and that. So we told him we'd give him X amount a game. And we knew they weren't going to lose a game. So we just said, if the number's 14, you lose, we work with that. We work with what the number is.
Win by 10, bro.
That's it. And it went on for a while. I don't know if my partner at the time handled that shit. I don't know if he got caught, the kid in school, for betting, whatever. But it was good while it lasted. Now, this is in the late 70s and early 80s. So just imagine how much more prevalent it is now. Even with the money that these kids are being paid, it's not about the money anymore. Now it's about the action. Now you overextend yourself. You owe money to the wrong people. You can't pay it. These guys just want their money by any means necessary at a certain point when it's a certain amount. So, this, now that I see LeBron James names mentioned in here. Yeah. So this is going to get a lot deeper than this, I would assume.
I almost hope it does, honestly.
Yeah. You know what? I hope, look, if there's 6 or 7 teams mentioned in here, that's a third of the NBA. And I'm sure it's the entire NBA. This is just what they know about. And the more high-level guys Now, was LeBron James really hurt on the first game of the season after having 4 months off? Probably not, you know. But look at what you. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead,
No,
Will.
no. So I just had a thought. Is this going to lead to everybody having to be licensed and certified before they release a game? As far as like a like a stock like an investment planner would say, they're licensed and otherwise they can't give financial advice. Is this going to be like, well, I don't have my sports betting license, I can't tell you to take the Packers or whatever? Is it gonna lead to compliance?
It
Is
wouldn't
this
bother
crack in
me.
the door for that?
It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
absolutely. I think it'd be actually, wouldn't be a bad thing, really.
It would clean out a lot of this trash in this business that of people that there was a. I watched a YouTube video the other night. I forget the guy's name, but he does quite a few on different topics. And the one that he did was about these scammers who's got 1 million followers. And they're all, it was laughable because they all operate the same. They're always yelling. They're always yelling about how much money they win and all this nonsense. And you can go from one to the other on a loop. And if you covered the face, you wouldn't even know it was a different guy because it all sounds like the same. So to get rid of that, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
This is. I hope it is more widespread than this because maybe it'll clean this up a little bit. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. So that's just my opinion. That's what I know about it so far. I think there's going to be a lot more coming out.
So Russell's like, I knew Tony was going to go ape shit tonight. And then Charlie says the same thing. Charlie popped up. I had it up on the screen earlier. That was his thirst fault as well. He goes, immediately I knew we were in for a history lesson / the truth.
I want to know what's next. We like you said, guys. More is around the corner. This is the tip of the iceberg. Let's keep going. What else? Let's every day. Let's get another update on what's good. Let's unpack another layer every day just to kind of peel this thing back a little bit.
Charlie makes a good point. He said, Otani equals LeBron, but they would move hell. They would move hell and high water to protect him. Of course they would. Could you
He's the face of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's as guilty. It was easy to throw the manager under the bus. Otani's, what was he? I forget.
His translator.
His translator, yeah. Okay. So it's easy to throw that guy under the bus. Just get another translator. I'm sure they're not that hard to find when you got that kind of cash. So he's expendable, that guy at that point. But what do you think, Otani? Oh, I knew nothing about. Let me tell you something. Guys like that, if there's $5,000, they know about it. They have accountants that watch that stuff. They have, more people on staff than a financial firm. So, it's convenient to say, "Oh, I didn't know anything about it." $100 million you missed? Yeah, okay. Come on.
Well, it's kind of like the in New Jersey, the ads for governor, where Charlemagne the God's interviewing Mikey Sherrill, and he goes, "What about your money?" And she goes, "I'll have to look into that." And then the Republican candidate, Jack Ciattarelli's like, "Come on, $7 million? Who doesn't know if they made $7 million?"
Just imagine saying with a straight face, you got to, and if there's one thing that'll lose the campaign for her, it's that.
$7 million.
Yeah. I got to check on that.
Check.
Sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So this is
$500,000 in interest a year. I don't know.
I could have overlooked it. Really. That means you probably got 20 million. You got too much money. This is look what's happened since this morning with this. All the information that's come out. Now they got LeBron James and all this.
Check out the screen. Can you read that?
Yeah.
And then I got the.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? I'll put it this way. Why would the best and most popular players be exempt? There's no answer to that.
The way to clean it up is to hold their feet to the fire. The best players. That's the way to clean it up.
Well, and the timing is interesting, right? I mean, they literally just kicked off the season. It's almost like they were waiting when everyone was paying attention to the kickoff of the NBA season,
Yeah.
when they had everyone gathered up for ears to listen to what's going on, as opposed to doing it like Tony said. They could have done this 6 months ago, 8 months ago. They could have done it. They've been investigating this for months.
Yeah,
Clearly, they're waiting for a reason.
This is off of last season anyway. This is
Yeah.
not current. So
Yeah,
yeah, they let it go all awful long time.
Yeah.
And this
Dare
is
we
going
say
on years now.
Dare we say a smart move by the feds?
You know,
In terms
it doesn't.
of timing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it puts everybody on notice. You know, it puts. I
I
mean,
want to put
go ahead.
the window, the bookmaker, the window on notice, Tony. I want to try to segue in so we don't have to be here for 4 hours.
Yeah,
We want to,
bookmakers don't care. I mean, street
no,
guys
no,
I'm talking about.
no. I'm trying to segue
Oh,
to put
okay.
the bookmakers on notice as we go down the college football card.
Right. All right.
That's a segue, Tone, in the business.
I should know since the amount of time I've been in this business. It has been 3 months. How long has it been?
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
Couple
Getting
months.
better every day.
Yeah. All right.
And we got to thank good people like Russell, who we found out is not a old man. Russell's a young buck out there playing ice hockey still.
That's
good
right.
for you, Russell.
Yeah.
Charlie claims to be 39.
I'm not buying it, Charlie. I like the shot you took, but I gave you 49. I give you 45. How's that, Charlie? I can't go any lower than that, for God's sake. I can if you want me to. I don't care. All right, football. What did I give out? I'm not betting the NFL anymore. I told you that. I didn't say that just because I had nothing else to talk about. I didn't even look at it. I don't care, especially in lieu of this. And for those that think that the Giant game might somehow be legit, it's only happened twice before in NFL history. The most points scored in the fourth quarter was 34 and 33 twice. So, no, I don't want to bet the NFL anymore. I don't see. First of all, it'll take a backseat anyway with college basketball starting in a couple weeks. So it's not worth throwing money at this stuff. It really isn't. Anyway, I'll throw the numbers out. Chargers open 3. It's been 3 all week. Hasn't moved. I don't know. Flip a coin. Flip a coin, and just hope it lands on the right side. That's the best I could tell you. It holds no interest to me. For me, total 42.5 up to 44.5. Enough about that. I'll give you the game we bet. Georgia State plus 6.5. I bet it today. It's down to 5.5 on one of the exchanges, which is somewhat telling. It has been anyway. We'll see if that holds true to form tonight. It hasn't really moved much though overall. It's 6.5 everywhere, pretty much, except the one exchange, and is a place in Antigua that's -5, minus $1.43, which is 6.5 in essence, with a few cents added on for the good guys, for the bad guys rather. Should we call the bookmakers the good guy or the bad guy? I don't really have a problem with them. I don't care. They just facilitate what I do.
Right.
That's it.
They fill a role.
You know. I did mention earlier on the last show, earlier in the week, we bet Cal plus 4.5. It's up to 6.5. I don't know what to think about that. I'm going to bet it again, probably at that number. But now I can wait. Now you can wait till for a +7. I would wait live and hope Virginia Tech scores first, and then you'll get 7.5, even better. I don't think Virginia Tech is worth that, laying that number. I think this is just the home bias. I don't think the public's even involved in this game. I'm surprised it moved as much as it did. I did look at the injuries. Nothing came up before. Let me check again. I don't Boyd, you know anything about that as far as injury wise? I didn't
I
see.
don't on the injury side. I did see some line movement on that earlier this afternoon, but I don't know much about the injury piece of it all.
Yeah, I don't.
Speaking
Let's
of
see.
injuries, though, from the other night, Western Kentucky 3-6, 6.5, win the game outright, and
Yeah.
Rodney Tisdale Jr., a
Oh,
new threat for the Hilltoppers at quarterback, a dual threat. I think he led them in rushing the other night.
okay. Well, that's good because the starter the week before played lousy. You said the same thing, Joe. He
Yeah,
didn't play
Maverick
very well.
McAvoy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rodney Tisdale Jr., redshirt freshman.
Hey, maybe he's a player. I mean, they gotta give him another start this week. I would assume off of that, or they I guess they have a bye week anyway to play Thursday. They playing this week? Let's see.
Well, they just did play this week.
Right there. Okay. All right.
Or
Joe, I don't even
Wednesday.
know what day it is.
I honestly,
I'm doing my best.
I thought today was Friday when I woke up, and then I realized I have a golf outing tomorrow that I'm in charge of. I'm like, oh, I hope it's not Friday.
Yeah. Charlie
What a
just said
problem.
an owner is now involved in this gambling thing. The plot thickens, huh? Imagine that.
Could it possibly be the owner of the Houston Rockets who owns the Golden Nugget Casino?
Oh,
I'm speculating.
Yeah, you could be right. I mean, all these teams are in bed with one sports book or another at this point.
I think the Mavericks ownership is into the part ownership of the new Maverick. When Cuban sold it, they sold it to some casino connections. I think on the Maverick side as well.
Yeah, this stuff's getting a bit too intermingled for this not to happen at this point. There's no separation. So expect to see a lot more of this. All right, let's go to.
Did you gloss over North Texas this
I
evening?
did not. We talked about that the other day. I think they could name the score here.
Oh yes,
Charlotte's not very good at all.
No.
It's not a game I'm going to bet. Boise State, Nevada. Same type of deal. Nevada's not any good. Boise State's been kind of under the radar. What's the deal with them, boy? Are you familiar with them at all?
Yeah, a little bit. In the current Mountain West, they seem to be a team that shows up. Well, doesn't show up when they should, and shows up when you don't expect them to. They're really Jekyll and Hyde. You think they're going to show up and just trounce. They're a tough one to figure out. They kind of just get by in some cases, and then they'll have a good outing, and kind of everyone thinks they're solid. They always seem to have kind of a quarterback issue. It seems, and so they're a tough one to trust in my mind. Just because they're so fickle and up and down.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense. I haven't heard a lot about them. What Charlie said, yeah, the new Mavericks owners here in Dallas, the Crickets family, they don't be Crickets anymore, have been trying to bring a casino to Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming.
A lot of money in Dallas. A lot of money in Dallas.
A lot of oil money. Yeah. Georgia Tech and Syracuse. Open 17.5. Down to 17. A couple 16.5s popping up. I expect if this goes to 16.5 everywhere, this side will get bet. The Georgia Tech side will get bet on Saturday, maybe even at 17. This is what I always talk about as far as numbers. The difference between laying 17, or certainly 16.5, and 17.5, you're laying 16.5 and 20 on the other side, and you're laying 20 if it goes to 17.5. That's in essence what you're doing. So don't say it's not a half a point. It's not a point anymore. It is if it's not around a key number. But if it's around a key number, think about what the next scoring point will be, if that makes sense. And then you'll get a better. Then you'll be able to make a decision a lot easier than trying to split hairs with a half a point and what it's worth and this and that. For me, It's not a game I bet. I gave you the game that I bet. One of them on Saturday. I bet Buffalo minus 9.5. Still 9.5. But let's before we get there, this is kind of an interesting game. This Virginia game. I know they're 7-1. This line it went open 9. This is another example of numbers. It opened 9, went to 10.5. Now at 10.5, you're going to see Carolina money. You're going to see Carolina get bet at plus 10.5. Eventually, it's not going to go to 11. It doesn't have to. The move has been made already through a key number, and I think you'll see some buyback on North Carolina. As crazy as that sounds, I don't. It's pretty easy to say you don't like the Carolina team because they've shown nothing. But maybe this is the game, and this game would turn their season around. Not record-wise, but certainly motivationally. If they could hang in with this team and possibly beat Virginia, be a big step in the right direction. Take Bill right off the hot seat.
Well, for whatever that hot seat is, I mean, they're so invested. I mean,
yeah, he's not going
it's
anywhere.
It's up to him.
Agreed.
Well, maybe it's up to Jordan, whatever her name is. You know, when she gets out of high school, she might want to move.
What's the future on their wedding? What's the futures on that? Minus 300.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? Poor Bill.
Okay, here we go. Minus 500. The Bill Jordan sex tape coming out for that'll be the next.
Oh God! How am I supposed to sleep tonight?
It'll be the exchanges on the a value bet.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna be the new co-host of Call Your Daddy.
This one guy in
that's
this
an alt
case,
market.
this Thomas Gallardo was dating this porn star, and he got in trouble for whacking her around or whatever. She's pretty hot. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. What the hell's her name? Trista Geyer. That's her real name. That's not her stage name. She's kind of hot. She's really hot, actually. I don't know if do you have that? It's in the New York Post, Joe. If you just pull up, just gambling arrests. It'll Trista Geyer, Geyer, I believe. Something about her.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see.
It's amazing. They had a rigged shuffling machine.
Where do you buy those?
I don't know.
Amazon, right?
It's a special order.
Amazon Friday special.
That's the first picture I pulled up. I wasn't going to go too.
Well, she's got blonde hair in this picture.
Well, this is Trista Geyer from whatever this is.
Yeah, that's her. I could tell by the face. That's her. Yep. I'll tell you what, Uncle Tony could use a little Trista Geyer right about now. Just saying. All right. What is this? 14-year-old. That's not it. All right. So moving on down. This is an interesting game. This SMU Wake Forest game.
Oh, I agree.
I ran it through the model, and I was about to bet Wake Forest +3. Model disagreed, so it's going to be a wait and see for me. The model likes the offensive output, the fast pace that SMU runs the offense at, and it may very well be right. You know, if you get extended drives against this team, it'll wear a defense out because they're the play ends, they're ready to go. They're up at the line of scrimmage and they're ready to run the next play. So I could see where that could be a big factor. I'll be honest, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to get too involved until probably Saturday morning with this. You know, I don't want to get trapped on a game and when I could get a better number on Saturday, or at least I'll know what the market's doing. A lot of these games are doing nothing this week because it's that time of the season. If they don't have the numbers right at this point, they're never going to get them right. We're on the wrong side of the halfway point. College basketball is ready to get going in a few weeks. The NBA. Oh, by the way, the NBA 3-0. Who would have thought that, huh?
Well, look at you. You were MFing the screen the other night. I gotta get out of this.
I might be MFing it tonight too. I got
Oh,
this feeling.
Boyd, he's like, I gotta get out of this. This is what Jesus Christ.
That's what I always heard.
I'm gonna break this effing screen.
That's what I heard. NBA stands for is never bet anything.
Yeah, it's tough. The NBA is tough. I think I might have found a little something though. Just saying, it's early, but
put it in a bottle.
Yeah, I might have found a little something.
Hey Tony, I got a question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
On line movement, I was gonna text you or message you earlier in the day because I was looking at some things relative to limits and line movement. And if say certain pinnacle or whatnot's increase in their limits coinciding with lines changing, I know that's really fine tuning things, but it seems to me like that would kind of make sense to them committing to some prices. What are your thoughts on that style of assessment?
Yeah.
I mean, because it kind of makes sense. Like if they're comfortable with their lines, they boost up their limits, they double their limits.
Exactly.
The lines
right.
go in a particular direction. You want to come in and pick something off. It's still someone's kind of got a stale price. But I've been looking at a few things today, and I almost messaged you about that. If I'll just talk to you today. So, can you help me understand some of those types of things that maybe you would look at?
Sure. I talked about it before. But there's a price discovery. Very noticeable with Circa. Circle put their stuff out. Let's take college football, for instance. They'll put it up sometimes late Sunday, definitely by Monday morning. And there'll be significant line moves that the public's never going to see. You'll see it in the line history, but usually the public's not going to get a shot at it. So they have X amount of handicappers that'll work on the game. Let's say there's 3 to a sport. Let's say there's 3 in college football. 2 out of the 3 agree on a side. They'll give them whatever. They're not going to give them max limits, but they'll give them the max limit at that time, give them 2 cracks at it, move the number, then they'll put it out to the public. So it might be, they might say, well, we could use the NBA. It doesn't matter. They might say, well, let's go to college football. It's easier. I'm just trying to find a game on here where it's significantly off the open. All right. So the Indiana game, the price discovery opened 21. It's up to 25 now. So they took, and I could pull, if I pull it up, I could see where if it'll pop up. Okay. So they opened 21, price discovery, which nobody sees. And they listed it to public at 24. Now, and that's not at full limits.
Right.
Now, Saturday, I think they take, I know they take 100,000 on NFL sides.
Yeah.
They probably take 25 to 50 on college sides on Saturday. So there's a lot of these groups will wait now that the price has been established. So it's went from 24 to 26 back to 25. So it's above a key number of 24. So now you'll see the true move on Saturday. What I think when I see a game go from 24 and a half to 26, back to 25 and a half to 24, back to 25, I'm assuming that somebody's going to take 25. It's above a key number. Now you're laying 28 in essence. So you'll see the true where the real big money's going on Saturday morning. And the rest, the regulated books don't matter. They don't take enough. They're not going to take big bets like that.
Right.
But the Pinnacles, the Circa definitely, and the 411s will all operate the same way. on that game, everybody's at the pretty much the same now. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, everybody's at 25. Pinnacle's at 26, minus 06. So they're going to get hit. I don't think it's not going any higher than that. My opinion, it may.
So in theory, early bird or late bird, the middle, you're kind of in no man's land,
You're
sort
back
of,
and
kind of.
forth. You're back
What's
and
that?
forth.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Sure,
Yeah.
especially around key numbers, Boyd. If this was
Yeah.
a 7 or 7.5, I've
Yeah.
been watching it all day. This heck's the game. This Nebraska game.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are taking 7.5, and then they're laying 7. And it's
Yeah.
been back and forth all day.
Yeah,
And
and
then
I was stumbled across some college totals today, and they might open up at 64 and then down to 61, 61 and a half. There's that
yeah,
that 3 points there. So yeah, but yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Here we are Thursday, sort of in the middle, but you have some higher limits, but you have some line movement. It's kind of like you don't want to miss the boat, but
mm-hmm.
you kind of like, do I wait? Just like you said, do I wait and maybe get a better price, or am I going to miss the boat by not jumping in?
I think I used to bet very early in the week. I don't do it anymore for the most
Okay.
part.
Yeah.
And the main reason is because depending on the number, and the key numbers 3, 7, 10, 14, give or take 6. At the end of the week on a Saturday, let's take what's this on here? Kent State and Bowling Green. So Bowling Green opened 8.5, down to 7.5, 7. If this goes to 6.5 before Saturday, which I don't think it will, even at 7, I think you'll see some guys laying 7. Being that it was an 8.5 opener, everywhere but Circa. Circa opened at 7 and stayed there. So for me, to around a key number to lay 3, I want you to go to 3.5 and maybe take some back on 3 and back to, it doesn't make any sense. I'd rather wait and see, well, what's the real side? Is it plus 3.5 or are they going to lay 3? Because it's going to, I got like this California game. I got trapped. Now what am I going to do? I have to add to the position. I'm not going to risk getting middled on it. Doesn't make any sense. It'd be an odd middle. The chances are minimal, but it can happen. I laid 4.5. Now it's 6. It's 6.5. So I
Right.
just got to eat it or add to it, or not add to it. I'm sorry, or wait for 7 live, take the other side. Now at least it sets me up for a middle, and I'm out of danger. Not danger, but now my position is increased over, laying a bad number and blowing in the wind they may win. It might be the right side, like Joe mentioned the Western Kentucky game the other night. Things happen. That ball bounces funny, but I don't like to see that happen with the number move against me like that. So I have to look to improve my position somehow, and the way to do that is to wait for hopefully a 7 live, or take a little bit plus 6.5, and then wait for a 7 and add on to that at that point. Or take a half at 6.5 and another half at 7 if it comes.
Yeah.
At least a 6.5, it kind of gets me out of danger a little bit, and then see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do with that.
No, thank you. That makes
Sure.
sense.
My pleasure. What else we got here? This is a weird game. Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Open 4 up to 5.5. That number doesn't interest me at all. But if it goes to 6, then I'll bet Mississippi, and 7 definitely. So this is a game I'd rather wait live, and just hope almost that Oklahoma scores first, and then maybe get plus 7.5 and see what happens. It's kind of hard to, I'm doing this by myself, so to watch all these positions live, it gets a little bit after a long week. It's Saturday. It's like, shit, I just want to have some bets and take a nap or something like that, but we'll see. Nothing's lost yet. I talked about Nebraska. You have an opinion on that Nebraska game?
I don't. I mean, if I would lean away, it would go towards Nebraska. If it had a at 7, I think it was 7.5, 8, maybe. It's kind of a bounce back for them. I've noticed that that you mentioned that Ole Miss game, as well as you mentioned waiting for the games to start. Holy cow! What a great opportunity to have sort of a bet plan sitting there going, like, just like you said. Hopefully the other side will score first. You get a better number, and then you pounce because you know it's a long game, right? So,
Yeah.
so I think that's an interesting strategy to be prepared. If you don't get the number you want in pregame,
Hmm.
kind of hang tight for a minute. Hopefully somebody's going to score quick, and you can pounce. I think that's a good advice that you just had mentioned.
Yeah, I think with again with college hoops starting in a couple weeks, I think I'm gonna, as far as college football goes, I'm gonna lean harder on live betting. So during the day, because there'll be college hoops all day at the start of the season,
Mhm.
and look, I can't split myself in half.
Yeah.
Not with the size of these cards. It's just not doable. Not effective. Oh, look at, oh my God. Whose dog is that?
We're watching our friend's dog. This is my buddy Chica. She rocks. Right,
Oh my
Cheeks?
God.
But
She's
maybe
cool.
you won that golfing or something.
Now she weighs 8 pounds. I love her. I didn't know she was coming today. And I got home. I was like,
Adorable.
yeah, this week's been miserable. And I'm like,
That's such a
yo, Cheeks is
cool
here.
dog.
Michelle just brought her in. And I was sitting here and I'm like, what is going on here? I turn around and then
That
there's the
dog's
Cheeks.
adorable. Oh, look at that little thing. Oh,
Right,
God
Cheeks.
help me.
That's
I miss
awesome.
my dog. Yeah, it's a cool dog.
I put her here. You sit there, kid. You'll be good.
All right. Here's another one. Arkansas and Auburn. 2.5 open to pick. This is a game that if it went to 3, I'd bet Auburn. I don't think it's going to get there. But there is one, and Bovada's got a 3. Bovada's up to 3. And this is a typical public Arkansas game. They'll be all over this
Oh,
game. It
agree.
may get to 3. It may. Let's hope so. Yeah, this is. I think. I know the guys aren't going to want to hear this, but um, I think this is a good day, just a good time to, take this card in segments. So that the 12 o'clocks, mark off what you like. Wait for a live spot. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, keep it moving. Go to the 3 o'clocks or
And
whatever's.
to that point, Tone, it almost accelerates or makes you want to because I've done it. I've had my card and said I'm going live. I get my number. You have a pretty good idea. You mentioned a bet plan, right, Boyd?
Yeah.
And but the one thing is, yeah, I've noticed it. I've done it. I may lack discipline on occasion. When you're live, you know, you can get a little antsy more so when you have the whole time of the whole week to do stuff and maybe you don't find it. But then you're sitting there watching the game, you get a little antsy. And, hey, if you miss it, you miss it.
Yeah, there's plenty of other games. And to that point, if you have something in mind where you can see what happens in the market throughout the week, now you at least know where guys are leaning. All right, so it's 7 and taking 7.5, and they're laying 7 or 6.5. Now you know what's going on. Now you can make a more educated decision. Now, when a number pops up early in the game, I don't suggest betting this stuff at halftime or anything like that. And always bet during commercial or timeout. I said that 1,000 times. But now you know which way the market's leaning, so you could say, well, I know what's being bet at what number. Not team. I don't bet teams, but so now you could go into a live market and say, I know they're taking 7.5. Shit, now I can get 10. So they took plus 7.5 pre-flop. Now I can get 10 in 5 minutes into the game. I'll bet it every time.
Yeah.
So to your
Yeah.
point about halftime or timeouts and timeouts commercials. So I happened to play last week with a guy. He was a software engineer for Comcast, and he runs Comcast sports data, and they're getting the vast majority of it from Sport Radar and things like that. But one of the interesting things that we were talking about, and we all know that there's a delay, and then if you're betting live, to your point, where that shit's already happened. He goes, our biggest problem is that we have the data before it happens on the TV. He goes, we're watching games, we're doing the data, we get a goal in a soccer game, and it's 3 minutes until that goal's on TV.
And that's only going to get worse. That delay will just get worse now. It has gotten worse. It used to be 7-10 seconds. You're talking a minute plus. I mentioned it before. I've seen on the screen where a score has changed. There's a foul, a shooting foul. The score has changed on the screen. The guy hasn't gotten to the line yet to shoot the free throws.
Definitely.
That's think about that. That's
Yeah.
so they're a play at least in the NBA, at least a play, maybe 2 plays ahead of what you see on TV.
Yeah, definitely.
That's another reason that there's rigging shit involved. And
I know a big group that does a lot of live betting. They wait till in college basketball. They wait till the last 3 to 6 minutes, and they don't even touch the first 3.5 quarters. They were
Really?
Well, I guess first half, second half in college basketball, right? They wait to the last 3 to 6 minutes, and then they kind of are looking at timeouts. They're looking at not timeouts. They're looking timeouts, fouls where they're going to be going to the
Timeouts and
line,
fouls.
the
Sure.
hacking, the hacking situation where the other team shoot good free throws. They literally wait to that last little window, so the clock's going to expire. They're going to have a result versus getting involved early, and then having chaos happen again. So there's so many different ways to skin the cat, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to for me as you guys have been in and out traveling a little bit and having the plan of like, well, like you guys said, break it up into components. I can do the 10 o'clock game and I got kid shit at 3, so you kind of break it
Yeah.
up a little bit. So especially like Tony said, you got college basketball starting. You need to have a little bit of an organizational plan instead of just waking up Saturday and going, well, what should I do?
300
Like so many
games.
people
Let's
do,
go.
right? So many people wake up Saturday morning and go, well, I don't know. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
like
I am
that. I don't know. I got to look into that. I like
Yeah.
that idea. I don't have a problem with it. It's interesting. It's an interesting take on betting, and
Yeah.
one I haven't heard before.
Huh.
It's no, Charlie, I haven't, to be honest with you. I just
you have to leave the house first.
I got to get outside first, Charlie. My big foray during the day is going to the gym, and that's about it.
At least to do that.
I usually try not to travel more than a mile. It takes me too far away from home base. Someday, though, Charlie, someday. Let's hope this college basketball season is good so we can get the hell out of here for a couple of months. Good Lord. Well, let's go to I hate the NBA again, by the way. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not at the point of breaking anything yet, but I'm thinking about it. So I'll give you what we did. Jesus. Just when you don't pay any attention. I bet OKC and Indy under 232.5. This is all over the place, this game. Circa, who takes more money than anyone else, is down to 231, as is Bookie AG, that's Antigua. Low vig is 231.5 under 13. All right, so it's down. It moved a point. That's good. That's a good sign. It's not when you guys look at this stuff, and I'll give you this little bit of whatever it's worth. Usually in the NBA, when you see a move initially, your best bet, and I need to do this myself because I have a problem with, oh shit, went down to 230. Now it's back to 232.5. The first move is usually the real move in the NBA. Now, guys will middle the game. So as the season progresses, numbers become more important. So a move from 230, let's go 233 to 230, is huge in midseason and moving forward. So now a point move, I'll take it. I'll take it. Again, I think this, if I'm not mistaken, there was some 233s on this. I caught it a beat late. It actually opened 228.5, went up, I think, to 233. Just give me a second. I look at the line history and see where this thing. Look at the amount of bets around the same number. It's game what, 2? Wow. Yeah, this opened 229.5. Went up to 232.5. Yeah, 233. I'm sorry, and now it's back to 232, 231.5. So bookie AG, I mentioned it before. They're at 233.5 under 46. So they're at 231.5 price wise. The Nuggets and Golden State. I think Golden State's going to have a big year. I really do. This game opened Denver 1.5, and has since gone. Denver 1.5. It went to Golden State rather -2. There's some -1.5 on Golden State as well. I think Golden State's the right side, not because of the move. I just think they're a better team. I thought I saw an injury for Denver. Let me just look real quick. Nuggets. No, I guess not. Golden State. I thought I saw an injury for. So, Al Horford. Could you imagine this? This is ludicrous. He was going to be held out for injury management. This has got to stop too, this injury management shit. But he's available to play. Moses Moody. I have no idea who he is. Shooting guard. Downgraded to out. So that might have been he's probably worth a half a point on a number. That's it. And I don't see anything for Denver. So, yeah, I think Golden State's the right side in this one. But that total also got bet down from 234.5 down to 233.5. There's a 231.5 over 25 at the exchange. So in essence, they're at 232.5. It's a decent sized move, 1.5. I wouldn't bet
Tony.
it now. Yes.
So I wouldn't interrupt you.
No.
Mr. Davis has to excuse himself.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Boyd at Sports Day Trader, do your thing.
Give Boyd
Appreciate
a
it, guys.
follow.
Yeah, I'd love to join and jump on anytime I can. I got to head out of here, but anybody that wants to talk about fundamentals, basic, simple stuff, hit me up at Twitter, and we'll connect. We'll get back to Tony's and Joe's next outing here with you guys on the pod. Thanks so much, guys.
Boyd, thank you very much for stopping by.
Of course. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Have a great night.
Later, pal. Maybe see you Saturday.
Thanks much. Yep, yes, you will.
Beautiful.
All right. What do we got? So, yeah, it's a short NBA card tonight. We did have a loser with the Detroit Red Wings last night. Let me see if there's anything on the ice that interests me. I haven't looked at it all day, but I'll take a quick look now. Detroit's playing the Islanders on the island. I think Detroit's a better team, to be honest. Plus $1.17 might be worth a little sprinkle, as they say. Boston, Anaheim. Boston. And did Boston play last night? No. Vancouver, Nashville, Utah, St. Louis, Dallas, and LA. LA got bet heavy all day. I didn't see it. Again, this is the first time looking at it, but they opened $1.71 plus $1.40 take back. They're down to -140 and plus $1.20 on the dog side. That would be the Kings. Big move. I don't know if you want to bet it with that, that amount of value gone. Montreal, Edmonton. Edmonton minus 210. Open 231. They're tough at home. Leave that alone. Colorado, Carolina. The Hurricanes and the Avalanche. There's nothing there really. I think the only one I see is I think Detroit might be worth a little shot. And
Don't tell Charlie. Charlie likes the Islanders.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie might be
Ciao.
right. I'm just looking at this real quick. Charlie's a New York guy through and through, as they say. Yeah, I think that's it. And the Kings open plus $1.40 down to plus $1.20. They got hit. So if you want to do something there, I wish you luck. The NBA you have, I didn't bet any sides. There's only 2 games. Tomorrow, I'll be back on the NBA for sure. I think I might have found a little something to attack that with.
You said, but you hated it 4 minutes ago.
I still hate it, but hey, I might hate it as much as the NFL with what's going on. But for the time being, it's a little mini love fest for now.
That's all right. Edge is an edge.
It's only day 3, so we'll see. I'm sure by the end of next week, I might. Go ahead.
I would say I was looking up the NCAA baskets, and I'm like, oh, wait, Monday the 3rd, so a week from this coming Monday.
That's right. I can't wait.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I mean, honestly, everything else that I even remotely pay attention to, other than Saturday afternoons with some of the marquee college football that I'll actually want to entertain myself with, it's just going to be baskets. And talk about a bet plan. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, you got to have a starting point. It's overwhelming. If you don't, I've been there before. I just find myself staring and nothing gets done. Nothing. Just a lot of staring.
And I also found that I having amassed a pretty, I would say, I think you would agree, a pretty good number in terms of percentage college basketball sides and totals. Man, I got to tell you, like, Saturday comes around, I don't even want to look at Saturday. I'll look at Sunday, several Sunday games. Saturday, I might take a day off. Sunday through Friday, I'm okay. Sunday, it gets overwhelming. You miss stuff. You kind of hope and wish for some stuff, and I'm not gonna let myself do that. I'll just take the day off.
I don't blame you. I think people get trapped in the mindset where, if they've done well during the week betting college basketball, well, it should be that much easier on Saturday because look, there's 150 games. It's overwhelming. I think it's far easier to concentrate on 30 games is no big deal for me. I'm 50, I could deal, but 150, I know guys don't want to hear it, but I'm with you. If the week is really good, a decent profit before Saturday, I don't mind even looking second halves or something on a few games or something live. But I think overall, and this is nothing new. Everybody's, moving more towards live betting and props, of course. But you just can't get any money down on props. And it's going to get you thrown out. If that's all you give bookmakers, they don't need you. Because they're very easy to beat. Anybody could beat props. Anybody. So, I barely pay any attention to it. And I think I hit 15 at 18 or something. It's very easy to beat. But you can't get anything down. And you're going to get thrown out of wherever you bet. Whether it's local guys, regulated, offshore, they're going to throw you out. You have to give them something that they have a chance of beating. And they don't have a chance of beating you at props, beating anybody, really. So, just take that for what it's worth. And I'm really looking forward to college hoops. I love it. College football is even getting a little, I don't know,
I
beat it.
I know I wore down last week. I'm not gonna lie. Not even it was like a bad week or anything. Just I just was like, I'm almost over this.
Yeah, you know why? It's everybody says, "Oh, the NFL, it's such a short season." Well, if the NFL's a short season, how about 11 games in college football? I mean, that's the season. The bowl games, it's all horseshit. Half the teams don't play. You have the transfer portal. Then they don't even have half a squad to field, a game. Um, the playoffs, you're shooting into the bookmaker's strength. The numbers are solid in those games, so you really have 11 weeks to turn a profit in college football. And now this is week 7, Joe.
Yeah.
So you got almost 3/4 of the way home, and the numbers get good. They're not easy to beat. They're beatable. Don't get me wrong. I'll find something to beat, but um, once college basketball starts, I'll be honest with you. College football is going to be a solely live proposition. If I decide not to get too deep in college basketball on a Saturday, you can't do both. You can't bet a full look at a full college basketball card and a full college football Saturday card. I'm speaking
Well,
of.
to that point, we got 2 weeks left of unencumbered college football.
So yeah, so then you're at week 9. You're entering week 10 almost. The season's over for the most part. So um, look, you got to bet the biggest earner, and the biggest earner by far is college basketball. It's not even close. Not even close. So take that for what it's worth. I don't have anything else as far as I'll take one more look at college football. I don't think there's anything with my lean towards the live market. I'm not going to get crazy involved. I'll run some more games tomorrow. I might have a few more pieces. There's a few games I want to look at.
Yeah.
I can give you one more it's moved off, so I don't mind. The guys won't mind. I bet Iowa -7.5. It's up to 9.5. I think it's the right side. The guys are a better team. This is a big game for them, though. It's a team they should beat by 2 touchdowns. So we'll see what happens with that. Those are the only 2. I gave you the 2 I bet on Saturday. I don't have anything else. Again, I'll run some stuff tomorrow morning, before I do the gym and all that, and whatever, if I find something else, I'll post it up.
Yeah, there's the one game. Did you? I just want to look at it real quick, which was the UCLA at Indiana.
Yeah, I was looking at it
I'm kind of
before.
I'm kind of curious because I just look at that. I don't know how I feel about it, and live is going to change because I think Saturday is going to be very much like you said, a live, quote live sort of day.
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to. The UCLA team total 13.5.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So I gotta find it. I don't know what the hell happened. I had it marked off, I believe. What time is that game, Joe?
Noon.
Noontime. All right. Okay. Um, so Indiana's Circa, I mentioned that when I was talking to Boyd, they opened 21. Everybody else opened 24.5. I'm not sure why Circa wants to open that low. I don't think the public ever saw that number. I think
Right.
the public number to open was 24. I'm
Sure.
almost positive.
I would imagine.
They would never take a hit like that. Now it's up to 25.5, 26. So in essence, you're laying 28. I think it's too many points. Can they beat this team by 28? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So you want to give, what do you think, UCLA? 13 points, maybe? 10? I don't think they'll score more than that against this team.
That's the question.
Yeah. This is a tough game.
I don't know. I have a thought. Indiana's defense, very good. We watch it on display against good teams,
Really
or at least one team that we thought was good, and another team that was a good team, Illinois. I don't know. I think Jerry the Whiz Kid might be able to scheme something up. Maybe not early. At some point, there'll be a spot that maybe UCLA scores just a touch more than you or I would have otherwise thought.
That's a good point. This may be a late type of some starters get pulled, maybe for Indiana. Maybe UCLA scores a late, puts up a late 6 or something like that to get inside the number.
Yeah, the creaky back door.
It's not. I mean, they opened above a key number, 24.5, which is smart. Then these guys aren't stupid. They would have got the people would have laid the 24 anyway. So they figured, well, let's just open 24.5 and see what happens. So they laid 24.5. The difference between 24.5 and 25.5 is nothing. It's worth nothing, hardly. So it's not like the game went to, 27. Then I'd say, well, wait a minute. Maybe, if you see a game like this that opens 24.5, go to 27, definitely 27.5, then you know that it's all favorite money. This is certainly going to be a game that it'll be all public money on Indiana for sure. So you may want to wait. This will be a game certainly if it got to, like I said, 27, definitely 28. I'd bet UCLA at 28 without even thinking about it. Plus 28, even plus 27, I'd bet. But now it's kind of in between. I still think it's a few too many points, but why not wait and get the best that you can? This is going to be Indiana money on Saturday. There's really no reason. You want to take an extra point from 25.5 to 24.5 and get down at maybe 24 and get laid again on 24. They don't want that to happen. This is already, they got this number where they want it. Now the public don't bet early in the week anyway, for the most part. Maybe a little more in a game like this. But tomorrow you'll see if this game starts moving to 26.5 everywhere, then you'll know there's more public money coming in, and maybe a little smart money in with that. So I would wait. I'd wait for Saturday, and maybe you get 28. I don't think so, but if you get 20 plus 27, it's worth a shot, I think.
Yep.
Just my opinion. Just one man's opinion, as they say.
That's okay. That's okay. It's all we got.
That's it. I mean,
like,
we got to work with what we have.
All right, let me ask you this. There's two I want to go on. I want to see what you got.
Go ahead.
And they may become as a surprise to you, so I'm not going to hold you accountable. Mizzou, Vanderbilt, 330. Vandy, roughly 2.5 point home favorite. Total 52.5.
Okay. Yeah, this is another one. 2.5. It hasn't moved all week. The price has changed a bit from 2.5 minus 24 to 2.5 minus 15, 16, 20. But it's 2.5 across the board. This is, believe it or not, kind of a 50-50 game from what I'm looking at. If it went to 3, I'd be on Missouri for sure without even a second thought. I don't know. There is 1-3 at 411. I don't have an account there any longer. I used to with a guy in New York. That's a Bet Chris Mira 411. So yeah, it's 2.5 everywhere. Again, it's a wait and see. If it gets to 3, for sure, I'll be on Missouri. The total, this would be an under for me. It opened 52.5. It's 53.5. I think you'll see this go off at 52. As it stands now, this would be an under bet for me, under 53.5. Nothing crazy. Just what I'm seeing the way the numbers are reacting market wide. There's nothing that the move from 52.5 to 53.5 is negligible. It doesn't mean anything. So I see 53.5 minus 19, under 19 rather. 52.5 under 12. FanDuel's at 53.5 flat. Circa 53.5 flat. I think this would be a good under spot in this game. It's it's for the amount of for whatever these numbers are worth, these ticket counts and all that other shit. 93% tickets and money, and it only moved a point. That's all public money. It's just an influx and overload of public money. So they figured they'd move it a point, a meaningless point at that. So this is not sharp money. If it was sharp money, it'd be 55 by now, at least, maybe more. So this is all public money. There's even a 52 over 15 at Bovada. So that's a smart bookmaking move. I'm not that they're bad bookmakers. I'm surprised to see they're the only one with just staying right at the right number, at the key number, and just leaving it there and see what they get. If they get bet under, they move it, 51.5. If they bet over, they move it to 52.5. But that's a savvy bookmaking move to keep it right at the key number. They know that this is all public money, and they're not moving it, and that's impressive to see, because they've outthought a lot of the books that are far supposedly sharper than they are. Yeah, that's an underbet for me. What else, Joe? What else you like?
All right. So the other question I have seems maybe there's an injury, and you're going to tell us if there is. 7.5, Houston, Arizona State.
Houston and Arizona State. So this opened 8.5, down to 7. So this is a perfect example of what I was talking about, number wise. And this is one of the few that reacted the way it actually should, because I don't know how many times I said it. I'll say it one more time, that real bettors, they bet numbers. They don't bet teams. They don't know any players on one of these teams, not one player. It's irrelevant, really. So they bet the 8.5. They took the 7.5. Now it's down to 7. Now the only move here, they're not the take on the dog is over at this point. So now there's only one way to bet. If you liked Arizona State, now you can lay 7. I wouldn't bet Houston at +7 now, even though it's right on a push number. The value is gone from me. I just didn't see it. Happens. I was paying attention to NBA and other things. So this would have to get to plus. They'd have to take Houston, Arizona rather, State to -7.5. Then I'd bet Houston +7.5. There's a few of them. If you bet at Novig, there you can get +7.5 juiced, and 411 you can get +7.5. That's probably -$1.15, I would think. Let me just pull it up. Yeah, -$1.15. Those are the only 7.5s I see. Oh, FanDuel has one. I'm sure it's -20. Let's see. Yeah, FanDuel's at -$1.20 plus 7.5. I'm not laying 20 cents. Let's see where else. That's it. ESPN is down to 6.5 -1/4, so they're in essence at -7 price wise. Everybody else is at 7, -09 to -15, thereabouts. And the few 7.5s that I mentioned rather. So the only one that I would bet is, if you have a 411, a street account, lay $1.15. That's worth it. Don't lay $1.20. Wait till Saturday. You'll see there'll be guys that'll lay the 7, and you'll be able to get 7.5 plus 7.5 flat. instead of laying 15 cents. That's my take on that. That's what I would
Fair
do.
enough. Let me ask you this: the last one, you already went over it just a little bit ago, but I want to, I want to kind of get an exclusive with you in frame and only you in frame. And you talked about it: Minnesota at Iowa. Could you rehash it?
Yeah. That's an oh, here it is. Okay. So yeah, this game we bet. I laid bet minus 7.5, minus 10. It's up to 9.5. Now, ideally, I wanted to lay 7. I wasn't paying for it. And when I saw this is a game, I saw it leak to 8 at a couple of spots that matter. I saw an 8.5 pop up, and then my decision was made. I had to lay 7.5 because I knew I wasn't getting 7. And this is just a really good job of bookmaking. I thought the line should be 10. That's what I made the number. So for me to lay, you have to have an idea in mind, a number. You have to have a spread in mind and a price that you want to pay for that number. So for me, I would have taken laid 7.5 up to minus 15, and that's it. So for me, it was a good bet, albeit it's not 7. But seeing that it moved through 9, a somewhat important number, and it's not 10, but it's 9, is encouraging to see in that I'm on the right side. I know that, but it's a 2-point move. A 2-point move is a 2-point move. It's not 7 to 10, but it moved through 9. Now, if it would have stayed at 9, all right, so I'm not thrilled, but it's okay. What this allows me to do now, I couldn't middle it at this point. It's a short middle, but lay 7.5. You could take plus 9.5 and hope it lands 9. It's a slim chance, but this is the kind of game if you feel trapped, you're never trapped in this business. There's always a way out. You might have to wait. You might have to wait for a live market to develop, but don't ever feel trapped. There's always an escape plan, and you should have one in case, like the Cal game that I talked about with Boyd earlier, in case something like that happens. I'm not freaking out over it because I know I can get out. I'll middle that game. That's what I'll do. Now, if I see, depending on who scores, if the other side scores, it'll go to 7.5. Then it'll be a no-brainer. I'll middle it right away, and then I'll lay 4.5. I'm sorry, and take back plus 7.5, and then I'm done with that game. But yeah, a game like this, do I think it'll get to 10? It's kind of odd. Circa's at 8.5. Everybody else, Circa and FanDuel at 8.5, and everybody else is at 9.5. FanDuel, I'm not surprised. They'll go to 9 tomorrow or tomorrow night. And see, the reason FanDuel hasn't moved is because they're not moving from 8.5 to 9. They're going to move from 8.5 to 9.5, maybe 10. That's just the way this guy operates. He does it with every game. He'll hold back. Everybody's like, oh, he's slow to move. Don't worry about John. He's not slow to anything. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's very good. Very good. Not easy to beat. He knows exactly what he's doing. And, Jeffrey's really good too. So when they move, they're not going to 9. They're going right to 9.5, maybe 10. They know that the move from 7.5 to 8.5 is meaningless. So they'll just leave it right there and see. You bet them again, they'll go right to 9.5 on one bet. That's the way this business should work. These are two really good bookmakers. They know exactly what they're doing. Lovig and AG are at 9, which is okay. They're at a push number. That's fine. As well as per head is there as at 9 as well. So yeah, that's what I do with that. It's encouraging to see the move. And like I mentioned, Circa and FanDuel, they'll move a point at a time from here, or a point and a half from this point on. They're not going to go to 9. It's meaningless. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
Fair enough. So Uh, I think the big takeaway was we're at that point where everything is as tight as it's probably going to get.
Yeah.
Putting them together, you have your little betting plan. You segmented the card noon, 3 o'clock, and then
Mhm.
this goes for college basketball without
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Like that's you got to do that. And Saturday when we get together in the early afternoon, we'll flip around with some games. We'll have some live ones. Maybe we got what we wanted. Maybe we didn't. We're not going to rush. We're going to see what we get,
Right.
and we're going to have another fun conversation. Charlie will probably be there.
Yeah.
Russell, perhaps on Saturday afternoon, unless he's not, you know, skating around.
That's right. The
Everyone
hockey
else,
player. Yeah.
yeah, Boyd coming in, and who knows? Maybe finally, the general will show up on a Saturday.
The
He's got
general.
3 whole days to just say, "Well, what are you doing on Saturday? You're not, there's not enough leaves to rake yet." And a
The
man of his
general's
stature,
tough.
let's face it, he's not raking any leaves,
No. No.
right?
No, he's not.
So here we go. Perfect opportunity. You
Yeah.
can general, you can block it off. You don't even have to have the camera, just your voice and your charm and wit coming through. And we'll have a blast on Saturday. Get some live ones down and have a good day.
Come on, General. We need you. Damn it. Don't make me come down there. Come on,
You
General.
always you can't do this without a general. How do you have an army without a general?
I feel lost. I really do. We need the General. We need the
Agreed.
General, damn it.
So
He's so
cool.
funny. Ugh.
Oh, I know. I've yet to make his acquaintance, but I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, we get when I go down, you meet me over there and we'll have lunch. He's quite a character, the General.
Good. Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll have
I
some
love
fun.
lunch. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up on a Thursday. I'm gonna probably, I don't know, I might go watch a little bit of North Texas, and I'm gonna go play with that dog.
Dog's adorable.
The dog's great.
Dog
She
is
sits there.
great.
She'll sleep with me right there, right next to my leg.
That's a
I don't know how.
Lopso?
It's a Havanese.
Okay.
Oh wait, Russell just checks and he goes, "Oh, I'm not gonna be around Saturday playing hockey. He's playing freaking baseball. This guy's the
Baseball.
best. I love him.
God bless you. Hey, at 20, what are you going to do? I mean,
I know, right?
that's what I'd be doing.
I'd be playing street hockey
I would, yeah. I loved hockey.
or
I miss
golf,
it so
obviously.
much. Yes. I will not be playing golf.
No,
Maybe
I got
ever.
news for you. The last week or two, I might not be playing golf all that much longer. Let me tell you,
You're not playing 100 times next year.
I'm an 8.7 handicap, and I posted a 92 the other day, and I was
Oh,
like, I tell my buddy, I got, dude, I'm selling my clubs, and he wrote back,
that's the
"What?"
spirit.
He goes,
Why?
it's not their fault. I'm like, well, that's fair. That's right. It's not their fault. It's not
It's a
their
tough
fault.
game, man.
Oh, it's a kick in the dick every time.
Very humbling.
You know what it is? Golf is very much like this, where winnings, losing's worse than winning's good.
Oh, yeah. No
And you're
doubt.
like, oh, you might have some idea, like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot a 79 today, and you post an 86, and you're like, what was that? Why did I even get out of bed?
That's right.
Every
I've had
time.
plenty of those days. Plenty.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't have any more of those in the foreseeable future.
No, I hope
Uh,
not.
at Tony C Sports, go to TonyCSports.com and you'll get all the bets that Tony makes. Like sometimes before he makes them, right to your cellular phone, and you get them right to text. It's a nice little thing, and them join us on Saturday, and put a like on it, but just hit repost. I mean, really,
Yes,
for
come
all
on.
this time we spend, just hit the repost button.
That's
Send
all
it
you got
out.
to do.
Maybe someone will like it. They can
We'd
learn a little
appreciate it.
something. Yeah, please. Thank you. So anyway, all right. With that, we'll catch up on Saturday. We'll post up a time. We'll get together, watch some of the games, and do like we've done.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for
Yes.
stopping by, and we'll see you Saturday.
All right. See you, fellas.
Thanks, bro.